because this is just sort of unbelievable. So Mark Sanford, over the course of like 24 hours, had a really bad go of things. Maybe it was a little bit more than 24 hours. So Tuesday night, the AP reports that Sanford has to go to court 2 days after the May 7th special election, which where he is running against Colbert Bush, Stephen Colbert's sister. And he's got to go to court 2 days after this election based on trespassing charges. Apparently, he and his ex-wife had in their settlement that they cannot enter each other's homes without the permission of the owner of the home. Not terribly unique in divorce settlements, particularly ones that may have some acrimony based upon the fact that the guy was having an ongoing affair and lied about it and embarrassed this woman in a very public manner. Somehow this was leaked. Jenny Sanford tells the Wall Street Journal she didn't leak the documents, but she does say that they're legitimate. She says they deal with a number of private domestic matters, and it was my understanding they were to remain sealed along with our divorce documents. I have no further comment on the documents or their details and remain focused solely on my sons. I don't have any thoughts on the race that I'm currently interested in sharing with the public, she says. She told Politico, I did not choose to make this public, nor did I choose the timing of his trespassing. I want him to sink or swim on his own, but he makes things difficult for me when he does things like trespassing. So now, according to Sanford, he just basically snuck into the house to watch the Super Bowl with his son. And then was sneaking out, and somehow she caught him or something like this.
Seems like something you could simply just ask your ex-wife to do, and she probably would let you spend time.
Or she would say, no.
Do it at your house.
Do it at your house.
There, yeah.
Whatever. And apparently he's done this multiple times. That's why she brought charges up against him. So then, the next day, the National Republican Campaign Committee says they are withdrawing their support of Sanford. And they're not going to spend any money there. And then later that day, the Washington Post confirms that during this moment, now you can't see the video, you can hear Sanford talking, he is on stage. Behind him is his fiancée, the woman that he pretended to hike the Appalachian Trail for, but in fact had gone to, what was it, Argentina, to visit and carry on his affair with, whom he left his first wife for. All fine, well, and good. Okay? The guy wanted to do that. I'm not going to judge him. What I will judge him, though, is that this woman is over his left shoulder. Over his right shoulder is his young son, who I think is like 13 or 14 years old. And the guy looks like he's on the verge of tears. So just imagine this kid on the verge of tears, standing next to this woman. Listen to the way that Sanford's talking. Know that at every applause line, this kid is not applauding. He looks like he is having just a meltdown inside. And after you listen to this and watch this, I will tell you why.
And I thank you, I guess, to my fiancée, Belen, who's right here behind me, for her long suffering as she put up with me being on the road for more than just a few months. And I thank you for that as well.
The kid is looking so just miserable because the Washington Post confirmed that it was her son's first encounter ever with their father's new fiance. First ever. She texted back as she was asked, or she told the paper, I guess, Washington Post, that was indeed Bolton's, that's their son's, first intro, and both boys were quite upset, and visibly so. So the guy never introduces his son, and maybe his son never wanted to meet his new fiance. It's a difficult thing to come to grips with. And instead throws him up on stage with his fiance. And that's the first time. I mean, the depth of narcissism and really pathology here is really stunning. I mean, you really have to see it to appreciate. But I don't know. I think this is going to be very hard to overcome for Mark Sanford, unless he can find some expert, some child psychologist who come out like, this is the best way, actually, to introduce your son to your new spouse after you have left your first spouse for this woman, is probably in the context of massive media exposure and on a stage of some sort. Unless he can find that child psychologist, I think Mark Sanford's got some problems.